soon as possible. Sorry about that, folks. A little technical difficulties, but welcome back again. Thanks for stopping by this afternoon. Where at Southwest Baptist University will be taking on Creighton University out of Omaha, Nebraska. It will be the Bearcats versus the Blue Jays. My name is Jared, also known as Archangel, and this is Michael, also known as Shade Light Theory. So, Michael, I want to ask you, how do you feel about SBU walking into this game? They did come off a win last week, a very dominant win, 2-0. Mm-hmm. Both rounds are like 20 minutes tops. Very quick matches for them. What do you expect to see out of them?
This will be a very interesting game because Creighton, I believe, came out on a loss from last week. But SBU is doing a roster change. They're moving in their sub.
Yeah. We did hear about that. They did make a few changes to the roster during this week. And so, yeah, we're very excited to see that. I'm pretty excited to see SBU. We weren't able to live stream and broadcast last game for some other reasons, but this week is our first week for doing it, so I'm glad to be back. I'm excited. But yeah, no, I'm expecting a lot from the team this year. They did really good last year. Sure. And during the fall semester, they played really well. They played a lot of variety of teams and played in a few tournaments with AVGL. And they did really good there. So when we get started and get rolling here with ULOL and stuff, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be exciting to see. They're going to be playing some good competition and see how they do. One thing I'm really excited to see is how well our jungler performs. I believe it will be Jonathan will be playing in the jungle. He did phenomenal in the fall, or in the in the fall last semester with AVGL. He did fantastic. He received most of the MVP awards in those tournament games, and I'm expecting him to bring back that powerhouse to this semester and to this game. Honestly,
yeah, for sure. He should be definitely a strong pick. He likes to play the tankier junglers, so he likes to take up that damage for his team and be able to peel for his carries, so that they're able to deal damage like they should.
Right. Yeah. His number one champ, I think he tried to take Sejuani. He tried to pick Sejuani as much or as often as he can, and the team played around that. They did a very good job of picking around that. And the games that they did get to Sejuani, about 9 out of 10 times they would win them. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see them try to play around that. As you know, I have taken a little hiatus from League, so I'm a little bit out of date in this Season 8 to who's strong and who's not. I don't know if Sejuani is a viable pick this year so far, but she's a good jungler all around, so we might see her. We might see some different people get picked, so you never know. We might see a Zach thrown in there. We could see Udyr. Definitely. We could see Udyr thrown in there. By the way, thanks for following, man. We really appreciate it. So yeah, anything that you want to see or that you're hoping to see during the first round here in the best of 3?
I would definitely like to see some Zoe being played because she is a newer champion, and it would be interesting to see her being pushed into these games. Or maybe some Azir, because I know he's pretty strong right now. And maybe one of the junglers might play a Nunu and be able to buff the Azirs, because Nunu got a huge buff this last patch that allows him to give AP to his allies now.
Yeah, that's very true. I totally forgot about that. I don't know. We'll see what Justice, the mid laner, takes here. He's very strong with Ahri. He's very strong with Syndra. I don't know if he can play Azir. I've never seen it. Justice is a pretty good mid laner, so we'll see what he can bring to the table here with the team. I do agree with you, though. I think the Nunu jungle, if they can get their hands on it, it'll be good for Jonathan, who will have his tanky jungle, and like you said, he can boost his mid laner and get the mid lane rolling. Another thing I'm excited to see is our bot lane. We do have the bot lane with Dr. Santa and Dilo down there playing support. It'll be interesting down there with their history, so we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping it goes really well for them. So yeah. I don't know. Anyway, we want to thank our sponsors real quick before we get rolling into picks and bans, if we're getting there real soon. HyperX, Nexius, Twitch, definitely Twitch, and NZXT is also on there. So we're really glad to have these guys supporting us and being by our side. So we really appreciate it. Yeah. So other than what we've talked about so far, what would you think would be surprising when it comes to picks? Do you think? I mean, Zoe, you said you'd like to see her. That would be a surprising pick for me. She is a new champ. I don't know if she's been out long enough that teams have been able to work with her at this level, at least, to make her somewhat of a good team fight champion. But I could be wrong. But what would surprise you pick wise if somebody came in and just took a pick out of nowhere and you would be surprised with?
A surprising pick would be probably a Galio mid. It's still viable right now, but if they are going to pick a Galio mid, that means they're probably going to go for a more damage dealer, top, and jungler. That way, they can rely on that Galio mid being the tankier champ for them in that scenario.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It is a new season with the huge change in runes. I haven't played Galio this year yet myself, so I'm not quite sure how viable of a pick it is either. But I think that would be interesting to see because you do still get that huge team fight advantage with his ultimate, you know, and then he's just a good all around champ with his abilities. So that would be a very surprising pick too. But yeah, like I said, and who is top laning for us this game? Is it Master Party? Master Party will be top laning for us. I can't tell you who he's gonna pick because he likes to play everybody, so it's gonna be interesting.
Definitely up in the air.
Yeah, definitely be interesting to see who he goes with. But you know, with Master Party, you're gonna get a solid player out of him.
This is definitely for sure.
He's good at getting around the map. He's good at warding. I'm really looking forward to some of his TP plays that he'll be making. Hopefully, he's pretty good at that. Pretty good at predicting stuff like that and communicating with his teammates. So hopefully everything goes well and. Yeah, we'll be able to get a win here for SBU.
For sure.
So yeah, I mean we're a little biased. We're SBU students, SBU fans. So I really hope SBU wins, but I do really hope that Creighton comes full force, gives SBU the best competition that they can to go up against because that's the only way to get better. So
yeah, I would definitely like to see a nice close game. That way we can have a lot of action throughout the entire game. Really good team fights. Maybe see a lot of pressure being equalized throughout the game. It'll be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll get an ETA when how are picks and bans? So are we getting close to those or? Don't know. All right, that's okay. Yeah, so a game will be starting here shortly. Probably within. 10, 12 minutes, but we'll take an ad break here. We're going to go to commercial for you guys. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back shortly. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Sorry for the long commercial break, but we are here again. Before we get started, I want to point out some of our social media stuff. So for beginners, you can type in some commands here in Twitch, !Discord. We'll bring up our personal Discord channel here on the Horizons Project, which is basically SBU's esports live streaming community that we have here on campus. Also, please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube as well. It's all under Horizons Project. You can't miss it. Purple, white, and black are our color schemes, so it's right there for you. But yeah. Anyway, so before we actually get into picks and bans, I want to talk with you, Michael, about SPU's kind of strategy that they like to go with. So last semester we saw a lot of it was a tank meta in that season, in season 7, before preseason rolled around. That played really well into SBU's strengths. They picked a heavy tank jungler. They would go obviously a tank top or a damage dealing top laner with another, either depending on what top went, they would go with a mage support or a tank support depending on what the top lane went off of, if they could get the tank juggler or not. And then ADC and mid were just their hyper carries. Do you see that being the kind of style that they go with into this game? Do you think that they'll stick with the tank meta? That's not, I wouldn't say it's necessarily the meta right now because I haven't played a whole lot, but could we see that? Or do you think we might see something different? Maybe instead of a tank jungler, we might see an assassin jungler, such as Rengar, or more mage supports than normal, with Janna still being a very strong, viable pick for supports. Maybe even Nami, which would be a little bit surprising because I know she's not super good right now. Maybe some healer supports, Sona, Soraka. And top lane, would we see, do you think we could see more heavy tank top lanes, or do you think we'll see more damage dealer top lanes, maybe ranged top lanes even? What do you think?
The tank meta is pretty strong right now with a few champs. In bot lane, Alistar is really strong right now. Braum is rising. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a tank in the bot lane, just because all the tanks in the bot lane usually provide a high amount of CC and peel for their carries, which allow their carries to continue to deal damage when you get to that later stage of the game. And same with top lane. I know Ornn has been pretty strong, like since the new runes have come out. He's been incredibly strong. They've nerfed him a few times, but he's still way up there on a pick list. So it's possible to see him being played. In the jungle, you have Zac is pretty strong right now. Jarvan is still really strong. He's usually a pick or ban when it comes to the pro scene. And you also have Sejuani, which she hasn't been going down at all. Like, she's been up there in the top 5 most of the time just because of all that CC and gank potential she provides in the early game.
Plus, she's really tanky on top of that, so she can take a lot of damage while dishing it out. We don't know a whole lot about Creighton University, so we're really sorry about that. But who do you see SBU banning here, potentially, with their 5 bans? Who do you think that they if they can't get them, who do you think they would like to take? Because I know you know most of the guys pretty well on that team and what they like to play with and who they like to play around and who they don't really want to go up against. Is there any picks in particular that you think you could, ban wise, that we could see this game, this first round at least?
I'm not positive exactly what they would ban. We could see them ban maybe a tank jungler or some of the tankier or carry tops that are really strong right now. And I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe an ADC ban, because there's a few ADCs right now that are pretty strong and are able to carry once you hit that late point of the game.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I know Vayne got her ultimate nerfed a little bit, but she's still a very viable pick. And I don't know if that would be something that SBU would consider banning if they think that they wouldn't be able to get their hands on her. Personally, I would ban her right away with the first ban, just so I could take her out of the match and know that she's not even going to be an option for them. Now that might put SBU at a disadvantage with their game plan. Maybe they might want to play around the Vayne. I don't know. We've never seen them pick a Vayne in an esports matchup yet, so that would be interesting. But yeah, I mean, Zaya is still a really good pick, so we could see her get banned. So yeah, not quite sure. Well, we could see, this is technically, like I said, guys, this is the first game we broadcast this season, so anything pretty much goes here.
That's true.
And we're kind of rolling with minimum details. So, but I'm excited nonetheless. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be with, be on that League of Legends grind with everybody. So it's fun, having a blast here. So yeah. Do you think we might see a Janna? I'm thinking we might see Janna. I'm not gonna lie. I'm strongly predicting that we might see Janna in there. I think that the tank support is the top 5. It's like almost all 5 of them are tanks. But I don't know. SBU is really good with the Janna. They picked her a lot last year when she was super strong and it was basically a Janna meta. It didn't matter what was picked as long. It didn't matter what was picked as long as you had Janna on your team and you're gonna win the game. But SBU played really well around getting her and picking her, and even going up against her, they did really well too. So I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't shy away from that. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't pick it because it is such a tank meta to a standard at this point. And me being a Braum main myself, I would love to see SBU take Braum. Makes it a lot easier for me to root for him even more than I already am. But yeah. So yeah. If you had to see a pick from SBU, like, a favorite champ that you would want them to play, who would it be? Who would you want them to pick if you knew, like, if you were confident that they could play that champ real well?
I think I'd really like to see a Bard support.
Bard support.
Yeah. Because I know SBU is really big on roaming, so it'd be really interesting to see that dynamic of being able to play Bard, where you're able to get from one side of the map to the other very quickly. And your goal is to go to other lanes, maybe drop some healing pots for them, and then try to stun someone. And if not, just head back to your lane, collect some chimes on the way.
Yeah, it's one thing that I'm really looking forward to when watching SBU is they're very good at getting around the map, very good at communicating. Their warding is phenomenal. It almost looks like a professional team is playing when it comes to warding.
Yeah, for sure.
They always have. I know there was about 3 or 4 games last semester out of like the 8 or 9 that they played for the AVGL, I believe, where the whole river had red wards in it. There was 5 red wards in the whole river, and they had vision everywhere. It's just super fun to watch, super phenomenal, and a lot of people don't think, they're sitting there watching like, oh, it's just warding, but that's like the most important part of the game is gathering information, knowing where the enemy team is, where they're coming from, and the fact that SBU was able to have almost the entire center part of the map warded, and it was there. Those wards were up the whole, until for a long time actually. It seemed like almost 10-15 minutes before they all got taken out. That's pretty ridiculous for some red wards because usually you want to spot those out as fast as you can because the enemy team's gonna have them up. That's just how it is. But yeah, that's one thing I'm really looking forward to is watching SBU play mechanically sound, and that's one thing that they're really good at. I know they push that here for the esports program is do everything fundamentally correct, and they definitely do that. So yeah, I'm just excited to see matchups. Like I said, we don't know a whole lot about Creighton University and what they bring to the table, but we do know SBU, and we knew what they're bringing to the table. So it'll be interesting to see how the lanes are going to perform, who's going to win what.
It'll definitely be interesting.
Yeah. And that will all play in with picks and bans too, because some of the people here on our team, they have strengths and weaknesses just like any other player, and just to see how the picks and bans go, and then how that gets incorporated in with the lane and who they're up against. So it'll be interesting to see. Jonathan, jungler here. He likes ganking a lot. What lane do you think he's going to gank first off the bat? Do you see him going mid, top, or bot first?
Probably either mid or bot is where he seems to gank first most of the time. He doesn't gank top as much from what I've seen, but I'll expect him to be ganking top at least once or twice. But mostly he's focused around mid lane, I would I would guess.
Yeah, that was
yeah. Ahead.
I would agree with you on that one. Last semester I think his gank percentage was more mid lane than it was anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So we might see that. Who knows? Like I said, it's been about a month and a half since SBU's played. Other than last week, has played any other teams. So their philosophy could have changed up, especially with the new, with season 8 being what it is with new runes and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be exciting to see where they go, and really exciting sitting here waiting to watch them play. So yeah, I think it sounds like we're getting close to picks and bans. Just waiting on Creighton University. I don't know if they have people in the lobby yet or not, but that's what we've been waiting on, is SPU's ready, they're not. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, okay. Well, there it is. Yeah, if they don't show up in 2 minutes as of right now, it will be a forfeit match. So we just wanted to let you guys know that. So there's a chance they might not play today. Might just walk away with a free win. I personally wouldn't like to see that, because I know I really want to watch them play.
Yeah, me too.
But there's a really good chance that might happen. So sorry about the wait, guys. Hopefully Creighton can get in here in 2 minutes or less so we can play. Man, I'm so excited, man. Now I'm a little bit heartbroken. But it happens sometimes, and yeah, so right on. Yeah. So despite the fact that we might not see a game, hopefully we do. What do you want SB to improve on? I know you're close. You've been, staying with the team pretty close. Is there anything that you think that you would like them to see improve on during this game? Better ganks, maybe, from last week, or better warding. I know sometimes, even though they ward really good, like we said, they have had 1 or 2 games where it's not, the warding isn't up to as par as what it should be. Would you like to see that? What would you like to see improved overall?
I would definitely like to see in their solo lanes, top and mid, them being maybe a little more aggressive for that first blood, but taking calculated risks so they're not putting themselves in too much danger. Because I know our top laner is really good at early game moments. He's good at trying to get that lead, and when he gets it, he can keep it and push it throughout the game.
Yeah, just snowballs really well. And yeah, I would agree with you on that. Last semester, I don't think, obviously every game for everybody, first blood turret is a priority. You always want to get that, but with SBU last semester, it didn't seem like first blood kill was something they were trying to push. And I would like to see them to be aggressive too, honestly. And I think with the team that they have this semester, we could see that. I mean, Jonathan's a pretty aggressive jungler, so we could see ganks early and often.
Yeah, for sure.
And with Master Party in the top lane, like you said, once he gets going, he gets going. So I'd like to see him kind of get a decent CS lead, and then just be really aggressive at that point. And then our bot lane's really good too. And I would like to see Dr. Santa get ahead there, get a lead going CS wise, so that he can poke the other lane out and just take control of the lane. And same thing with mid lane too. Kind of just want him to dominate, but really hoping for a good game, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But no, it should be exciting. Really looking forward to it. So it is 3:31. Did Creighton join, or is it a forfeit? We're waiting for confirmation here.
I haven't confirmed.
Can we pull up the thing so we can see?
Yeah. You want to see this?
No, not that. The other one, the one you showed us in the first place.
There's no confirm.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks like they didn't make it in time, so it looks like they're not going to play today, sadly. So we're really sorry, guys. We was really looking forward to it. They didn't show up. So well, that's a free win. So SBU is technically 2-0 right now on the season. Yeah, so we don't know who they play next week, unfortunately. We have to wait until, I think it's Monday night, when we find out who they play.
I believe so.
But like I said, if you guys follow us on the social media accounts on Instagram, Twitter, check out the Facebook page, also Discord, and YouTube, there'll be notifications and stuff up for that, so you guys can stay up to date, just like we stay up to date here on campus. So yeah, we're gonna go to commercials, and yeah, we'll probably send you off after that, and we'll be good to go. So. Alrighty. Alright guys, welcome back. So we do have some decent news for you. Despite the forfeit, we're gonna play last week's game because we didn't live stream that, so we're gonna get that up for you guys so you can watch last week's game if you didn't watch it already. So you will be able to watch some League of Legends tonight or today, this afternoon, with SBU. I'm not quite sure who they played last week. It was a weird name. Started with an A, I know that. But yeah, so we'll have a game for you guys, even if it's not today, but it was last week. We'll still be able to play. So yeah, and I haven't even seen that game yet. So because I know I didn't watch it since we weren't live streaming it. So yeah, no, it'd be cool. I'm glad you guys are gonna get to watch some League of Legends at least, and go from there. It'd be awesome. So yeah.
It's gonna be Jake.
Augustana is who they played. So yeah, for you all.
has been a pretty good showing here. We've seen SBU take 4 kills to the 0 coming out of Augustana. They also have at least a 2K gold lead here. So they're doing very well in the micro games, taking up the gold, getting the kills on those small minions you see. Those will give you gold, as well as jungling and going around killing kind of the computer-generated characters. We'll see DeLeo, he's knocking out that right there. That is gold right there, which will help him buy later on. All these small little increments are helping them take over. As we see them kind of group up in lower bot lane, we might see a team fight, which is where the teams group up and fight. Kind of self-explanatory there. But one thing we need to watch out for is a strong push here. Bot lane has, they're marking it on the map. If you look in the bottom right, you do see those marks coming in. But Master Party actually able to get a kill. He's going to push back that bot lane at the top. But yeah, they're going for the dragon right there. Whoever takes out the dragon will get a energy buff, which will help them either defensively or offensively, as well as there's speed buffs and other things in the game. But that will really assist them in this life. They've pushed back enough in lower bot lane that they're able to kind of wander around here, going into jungle, finding kills. Teleport there from Justice, coming back and forth, getting kills. Will do some damage here. Looks like they're grouping up. There it is. There's the team fight we were looking for. It's 3v1. Trying to finish them off, and there goes Dr. Santa taking out Till I Collapse. Now it's up to Power FFS. They're going to throw him over there. They're going for the tower, taking tower damage. Now, the tower will knock you down very quickly. And they're actually able to get the kill there. Now they can push back the bots even further. However, their bots are all the way back. If you look at the bottom right, again, that map, the blue dots are the bots for, well, the bottom lane. Justice low on health. Gets taken down. That is actually the first kill for Augustana. 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes into the game, first kill. That can't be that good. What do you think, Trace? Have you seen that before?
Well, usually both teams will have a kill by then. It won't be that late in the game. But as you saw, they came right back and got the kill.
So here we go again. We see DeLeo kind of, they're just working this bottom lane. I would expect to see a tower fall here pretty soon, but it looks like they're going to fall back and kind of regroup. Master Party taking out a ward from Augustana College. Now, a ward is like a spotlight, a hidden spotlight that the other team can't see unless they're close to it, I believe. And it shows them a part of the map when they're not around.
That's exactly what a ward is. It's so that way you can place it, and then it's hidden from the enemy unless they get close enough, and it will show where the enemy's at until they destroy it.
Okay. So, with these wards, you see around the map right here, we don't really see it. But if you look on the mini-map, of course, we've been referring to it a lot. We'll see a lot of dark areas. And actually in the top left right here, we see a huge dark area. That is kind of the darkness or the fog, quote-unquote, of war, as some games have called it. This is a spot where you can see the terrain of the map, but you can't see enemy movements or any like live action. Wards, I guess wards open that up to where you can see a clear window.
Wards will eliminate the fog of war, as you said. And how our map is, how we can see most of the lanes. If you're a player, you're only going to see where your stuff is at. So there will be even more fog of war.
So
for SBU, we're the blue team. So like in the bottom half of the map, that will have that fog of war eliminated, but the top half will be covered in fog of war unless they place a ward, their minions, or they are up in the top half.
Okay. That makes sense. We see a fight here. Calibook getting wow. Justice able to land those shots there. Now in League of Legends you have 3 main attacks lined up depending on where you bind them on your keyboard. I believe there's Q and some others in there. We're seeing
W, E, and R.
Q, W, E, and R. There's 4. I was incorrect. I apologize. One's an auto attack, I guess. So you have three specials and then an auto. Got another kill there. So 10-1, 11 minutes into the game. 20.4 thousand gold versus 15.4. A 5k gold differential between them. What does that, like, what does gold really
Gold
determine?
you can as you can see down in the bottom middle where it's showing the items by for each player, those are used to buy the items, and the items give you different bonuses. Like if it's a sword, it's usually an attack bonus, and as the items get more expensive, if you buy up the tree to get to the more expensive ones, then they get cheaper because you're trading in your cheaper items to get the more expensive ones. And the higher ones give you increased bonuses.
All right, now we see Titan Dog. He's getting triple teamed here, actually. It's a 1v3. Oh, there comes Dr. Santa and D-Leo. They're going to try and take out Calbook, who's low on health. Get him. Knock them out. So that's one kill at least right there. They're still trying to find the other. They have escaped back kind of into the jungle. They're chasing him down. Power FPS is falling back. They're going to go for one of the computer-generated characters. They're trying to get a buff, a power buff of some sort.
Well, and like as you can see, each character, their level, the higher level means you have more of your abilities unlocked. And as you can see, Master Party has a very good advantage over Alfrog up in the top lane. He's a level 10, so he's got 10 points in his abilities, while Alfrog only has 8, so he's got a 2-level disadvantage to Master Party.
So if we look at kind of the top left and the top right, on the top left it'll say the word Master Party, and then there's a purple and a yellow icon followed by his character icon. That is where we see the level 10. The green bar is his magic or mana.
Health.
Green bar's health?
It depends. Yeah, green is health, and then your second bar, which varies in color from character to character, that is your mana.
Okay. So we see that on both sides. So you can kind of compare where they are across the board. DeLeo on the bottom left is 8, while Till I Collapse is 7. We have a 9 versus a 7. Holy smokes,
well,
Dr. Santa.
Those comparisons aren't always the thing. Like, like Master Party, if you look at your map, he's running the top lane, while Alfrog is also happens to be running the top lane. So those two comparison happen, but like Justice has been in mid lane with Calbook, and he's 2 levels ahead of Calbook.
And Power FPS and Dr. Santa, actually, I think it's lined up pretty well. I think Titan Dog, he is their jungler, or is Master Party the jungler?
Titan Dog usually does a lot of the jungling. He's their team jungler.
Trying to get a shot off there. Justice will take a shot again. Picking a fight against a big guy here. Till I Collapse taking heavy damage. They're just dominating across the board, 12-2. Still. Alpha Pig 3, almost getting double teamed. He's going to retreat back to the safety of the tower. Now again, the towers do insane, immense damage to the players.
It increments every time it shoots the same player.
So does it get heavier and heavier?
Yeah, so like if you stay inside the tower's range for very long, it starts out as a small amount of damage and then just doubles each time it hits.
Okay, so it almost punishes you for your curiosity. There we see it again on DeLeo taking a...
You saw DeLeo got hit twice, and both times it was different amount of damage. The first time wasn't very much, and the second time took a pretty good chunk of
All right, now that's our third tower, actually. So the towers are basically checkpoints that the team has to take on their way towards the other team's nexus, per se, which if you look in the bottom right, that is the top right of the minimap, or the bottom left. So we are seeing a lot of power here. Power FFS trying to get away here. Master Party looks like he's going to flash over. Throws an ice pack. And able to take him out real quick with that ice cube almost. No ice cubes in my drink there. Don't hit me with that one. Bad jokes of the day. All right, so we're at 15 minutes in. 15-2.
We've got a big fight starting here in the mid lane. 3-on-2 for SBU. But they've got the tower punishing them for that one.
Okay, so they're going to take a lot of damage coming in there. Now, is there any gains to taking towers, or can you just build up gold? Like right here we see SBU has a strong tower lead with a 3-tower lead, has 11,000 gold on their opponent. Like, can Augustana survive without taking a tower here soon?
If they don't get a tower very soon, then it's not gonna go very well for them at all. But it is doable.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. It's still a competitive game, a little bit one-sided here, but hopefully we can see a little bit of a fight put up. Now, and this is the first game of potentially 3. Master Party doing a good number there.
And as you can see up in the top middle of the screen on the left, a little bit angled below the 15, how there's the 2 icons that represents that SBU has taken their second dragon of the game.
Okay, and the dragons, those are the buffs that they got.
Yes.
We saw them do a team fight on one in the top jungle. Good fight there. Looks like they're building up. We're going to see Augustana, who is in the red. They'll be pushing down mid kind of as a group. Might be going for a group fight. They are missing Dr. Santa. SBU is missing, actually, Dr. Santa and DeLeo, who are both in the bottom jungle, south of the river. Looks like we're actually going to get double marks there. They put out vision. They're looking for, looks like Alf Frog Pig 3. So that is, they can mark on their map. Now, having played the game before, how useful is being able to notify your teammates?
It's all the game is about. If you can get the intel on where the enemy's location are, it helps you immensely, because then you can have someone go bait out the team to come to one side, and part of your team go start taking out another lane's towers.
Okay, and that's actually another tower there. It's going to be 4-0 as SBU takes down yet another tower against Augustana. 16-2, 17 minutes, almost 18 minutes in. So we're 2 minutes past our last checkup here, almost. Man, blue team has summoned the Rift Herald. That is that little bug right there.
Another, you kill it like a buff. It's like the dragon, but it's on the other side of the middle. So like the dragons spawn in the bottom right corner of the middle, while the Rift Herald spawns up in the top left. Now, and whichever teams manages to kill the Rift Herald, it gives them a little, almost, it takes the place of an item. And you can summon it at any point in time that you want to, and it will do immense damage to your towers.
Now, do we know who had it? You can see in the bottom middle, on the left side is SBU, right side is Augustana. We have these 3 numbers. That is their kills, their assists, and their deaths, I believe.
Kills, deaths, and assists.
Kills, deaths, assists. That does make more sense, as Augustana has quite a few deaths on their team. We're going to see a big fight here. They're trying to take down this tower. Titan Dog's taking a ton of damage. They have that one lonely guy in there. Looks like they're actually going to knock down that tower and push up. Holy smokes, this is really falling apart for Augustana here with 2 down.
There's not much left. They've started summoning their super minions by destroying the first little mini nexus, as you could call it, an inhibitor.
Inhibitor there. All right, so now they're just down to, we got one more tower on the main base, it looks like, in the north lane.
But you don't have to take all of them out. You just have to, if you wanted, you can get through one lane and take out the Nexus.
Okay, so we got a big fight going on here. This actually looks like it's going to be just about team fight. Master Party, just Dr. Santa, both taking out kills. They're going to wipe the board. Double kill coming in for Master Party yet again. Alfro Pig trying to slow some of this damage, but will be taken out. Holy smokes, Dr. Santa, calm down. He is thirsty for more. Gonna go after Calbook and ace. Holy smokes, DeLeo helps him finish off that ace, and they should be able to take this tower.
They now have a team ace. This should be an easy one to get the Nexus now,
team
because
ace.
there's everyone on the other team is now dead, so they can easily get the towers and get the Nexus.
And on being dead, as we see on the right side, those numbers right there are how long it takes you to respawn. So there is a timer, like a cooldown for respawn.
The higher level you are, more high-powered gear you have, the longer it takes to respawn.
Okay, so we're going to see him try and fight off these super minions, those giant blue guys in the top middle of your screen here. As it looks like SBU is going to go back, and they're going to go for, is that Bane down there?
They're getting them another, they're fixing to kill the next dragon, so they're going to have 3 buffs. As you can see up in the top middle, they've already killed the second dragon.
So they have the buffs. Those are those rotating circles.
No, the rotating circles, they're going back to their spawn so they can heal.
So the recalling potentially going to go get a buy. Might go get this other dragon there. It does look like they're going to engage on him. Titan Dog flashing in to get the first hit on them. As we watch Augustana try and clear up their base. They have to make a push here. Their bots are pushed all the way back to their base. They have quite a bit of work to do here. Down almost 20,000
And now they've
gold.
taken the Baron Nashor, and they can summon him just like the Rift Herald they summoned earlier, and it will help destroy everything. And it looks like they're gonna push top lane to get rid of those last towers.
They're just farming at this point. There's not much else to be said. 23-4. 21 minutes into the game. They are clearly putting on a clinic here. I see them take up, and they're pushing up with their bots. Looks like those bots have some type of enhancement on them. Kind of shiny purple there.
Those bigger ones that you see that are hitting the tower right at the moment, those are your super minions. You get them by destroying the inhibitors.
All right, all right. Makes sense here. Now we're going to see the push trying to wipe out the team yet again. Master Party trying to do damage will be pulled back in by Till I Collapse. Damage being fired around Power FFS.
The Nexus is almost gone, and that will be the game.
They're not even going to finish off the rest of them.
22 minutes left.
22 minutes
into the game.
11 towers, 50,000 gold in 22 minutes. Southwest Baptist University put on a clinic here, stomping out Augustana in the first match of what could potentially be just 2. It is the best of 3, but Southwest Baptist picked up the first one here. You know, that was an amazing game. As we look right here, we can kind of see some of the kills that were laid out. Just clinical. It looks like Justice died 3 times, Titan Dog died once, but the rest of them have a big fat goose egg there for deaths. Now it's a completely different story with 26 deaths across Team 2, all coming at the hands of their teammates. No tower kills, it looks like. All right, so we just saw a rerun of SBU versus Augustana. What a great match. SBU did it clinically, kind of showing how a team should work together to accomplish their goal. They were able to take out several towers before even any damage being done to them. Justice able to die just 3 times. And I say able to die because it seemed like that's an accomplishment. Not a good one.
Yeah, it's very good when you can die that few and that be pretty much the only deaths your team suffers in a whole game.
That few times, dying that few times. That's not, I don't think that's something that you really, you mention very often.
Typically, you're going to die 1, 2, 3 times at least just in your lane before causing major pushes. But they just happened to take the tempo early, and they kept pushing the tempo the entire game.
And that was a one-on-one in mid-bot lane, Justice against, I forget who that was, but able to really push the fight and do well there. We got some numbers here. So 8 minutes for the first kill. They were 8 minutes in for Augustana to find a kill. They were already down, I believe, 5 kills at that point.
Yes.
At the 15-minute mark, it was 15-3, or 15-2, I should say. With 3 towers already gone and 30,000 gold in the bank of Southwest Baptist University, they were doing phenomenal across the board, really, when it came to their pushes, their teamwork, and really the team fights. There were a few team fights where they were outnumbered.
Very well. They warded off the entire middle of the map very well, keeping knowledge of where everyone was almost the entire game.
Okay, so the ability for them to keep things going and keep it alive really kind of helped them throughout this. That is what I like to see. I love to kind of watch teams keep fighting on even when they're down. Augustana, it was a hard loss for them kind of getting cleared. Not even able to take a single tower, but able to get at least those 4 or 5 kills that they did get. Now we have match 2 prepared for you. This is the second match of the best of 3 in between Augustana and Southwest Baptist University. This aired last week on ULOL, the main collegiate channel here. And so we're going to bring it to you live with our casting. Thank you for tuning in. We have picks, or are picks already locked in?
Picks are already locked in at this point.
So
we're just waiting for the game to start. We have a spectator delay, and then we'll be right into the action.
All right, so back then the game already started. We're going to wait 2 minutes and 30 seconds here for things to get going. What should we look for in relation to kind of last game? I know that
I'd look for SBU to continue pushing how they pushed. And from the looks of it, the characters that they've picked are great for doing so.
But what about Augustine? Because they really... That's the story here. Augustine didn't show up.
They need to look for an early first blood kill and just take that and push them forward, so that way they can start taking towers and causing a tempo sway so they can take over.
Okay. Well, all right. Thank you for tuning in here. If you are new, this is Horizons Project, the content creation program at Southwest Baptist University. We are live from our studio in Bolivar, Missouri, the middle of nowhere, but it's all right because we are not nowhere. We are here. You are here. And we're about 1 minute and 35 from bringing you some of the best collegiate League of Legends in the nation. So, if you want to tune in and join the conversation, hit us up on Twitter, Mixer, or YouTube. Those chats are live. We do see that, and we can communicate with you throughout the game. And if you want to kind of join the social media talk, the meme war that we are so endearly loved to.
Oh, it's great.
It's great. It is. Them dank memes. Hit us up on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, just about anything. There's also the student community page there. Horizons Project has that community page. Middle schoolers, high schoolers, college students. Everyone there, if you're a content creator or gamer, check that out. You can meet.
It's a great place to meet people who play the same games on the same console or PC that you play.
It's like Tinder, but on Facebook. Or not. Maybe not. All right. So, last game, blowout. Real ugly. This game, who's your pick?
I'd say SBU. They've definitely got the leeway to take this one. They have the tempo on their side.
All right, so you have SBU. Who's your MVP?
MVP, it will depend. I could see Titan Dog doing very well. He's very good at jungling. He'll jump in and take a quick help take a quick kill with his teammates.
All right, so we got Titan Dog and SBU coming from my co-host here, Trace. You know, I'm feeling SBU as well. A little biased there. I'm not sure. I think DeLeo will do well. I have him. He was a really good person there. I think Meat Party's gonna really run away with this one. He did a great job top lane, kind of taking out the bots, able to push that lane, get several kills, and just did really well by himself. All right, so we have the picks in here. Titan Dog will play as Dark Rider. We're going to have Justice coming in for Project. Dr. Santa is the Firefighter, Tristan. And DeLeo for Dragon Slayer.
Definitely SBU's going to have to watch out for AJ Frog just because he's playing as Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath doesn't matter how many times you die, just as long as you keep killing, your character gets bigger and bigger, which makes you stronger and even more tankier.
Alrighty, that does make sense. So let's see here. Now, on the bottom, those are their special abilities. We do see them. Everyone has that little jumping yellow guy, as we see on those cards.
Everybody has Flash.
Flash, that's what that is. And then we have two other on the right and left. Those are their special abilities here. We're about to get into the game. Everything's loading in. Again, the same style map setup as we saw before. There's only really one map, which is different from other games, other competitive games like Counter-Strike or Overwatch, where there are several maps to play through. League of Legends is played on the same battleground, battle realm, per se, over and over, and it's just team tactics that matter. We'll have to see how things go here as they spawn in. And And the game is about to start. Their force fields are up, holding them in, holding them back as the first 15 seconds count off. And we are into the game here. We're going to see a huge rush from the team as they just kind of like take a little stroll down memory lane. This was the lane that was fought between, I believe, Dr. Santa and DeLeo. They held the bottom lane last time. Looks like they're about to come up on someone here. Here we go. Power FS getting caught up in the game. They're actually going to go for a team fight, trying to take him out real quick.
And he retreated back to the tower so he could get them off of him.
Okay, so the tower is actually used as like a self-defense mechanism.
Yes, because if you're being chased and you can get back to the tower, and they have to start taking damage if they want to continue to chase you down.
Okay. Minions have spawned. That means that the minions are coming in. You look at the mini-map on the bottom right, you will see all those little tiny dots, blue and red for their corresponding team, marching in to their deaths, unfortunately. There are no superhero minions yet. They do not survive. But it is all right. We actually see, so what they're doing here is they're not sitting in a mud pit playing around. They are waiting for one of the CPUs to spawn. Here he comes right here. They're going to team up and get that kill. Gain that extra boost right from the start. Health points are trickling.
You have Teli Collapse and Power FFS here helping their jungler to kill the beast quicker so they can get their starter in taking out the rest of the jungle.
Okay, and that's actually a key feature in League of Legends. Whoever gets the kill, does the final damage, receives the buff or the gold.
Yes.
You don't see that many games. Usually there's an assist to be given, but that is important. So they help take down the health so the jungler can finish it off relatively fast. All right, we're going to see a strong fight up here. Master Party take on Alfro Pig. Yet again, another rematch of player personnel from last game. Master Party trying to get some of those, waiting for his teammates, his bots per se, to lower the health down. Dr. Santa DeLeo down south fighting again. Teli Collapse and Power FFS holding strong as well.
And as you can see, if you look at the map, you can see that we have Titan Dog in the middle. He's jungling. And then we also have Anubis on the other side, who's the jungler for
Augustana.
Okay. And they are fighting now.
Alright, so we're going to get a fight here. Unstoppable. It looks like that was like an inhibitor or something to kind of slow him down so he couldn't keep pushing. It will break up, but SBU, who is red this time around, is still pushing strong. Nearing that tower, trying to take him down. Master Party trying to finish him up and goes in for the kill, but flashes in. It looks like he will be finished off.
He gets killed by the tower.
So AJ Frog Pig 3 was able to lure him in almost using the tower, so that ties it up 1-1. But SBU does have a gold league, just slightly. Their gold is at 5.8 compared to the 5.7, so not much there.
And AJ Frog did great by drawing in Master Party into the tower because it kept it where Master Party couldn't continue to start killing the minions and getting higher level to be where he had a severe advantage over AJ Frog.
That's pretty interesting. They're both at 1-1, 1 kill, 1 death here as they keep fighting on through this. Both at level 4. We're not seeing much past level 4 right now. It does look like everyone's Titan Dog is actually a level down on Anubis, so they've been doing Anubis, the jungler. Whoa! As we mention it, Titan Dog goes in and gets the kill. That will be the rank up for him, leveling that. That was an important kill to rank up and be 4-4. Don't have an evenly matched opponent. Alfro Dog falling back.
Master Party is great about keeping AJ Frog as who's playing as Cho'Gath and getting those kills, so that way he can get more and more powerful.
Titan Dog coming in with kill there. 1-3, slipping away a little bit here. They're pulling ahead. They do have 1.5k more gold and 2 more kills. AJ Frog able to recall there and get away with it. DeLeo taking massive damage from the tower all the way down to just a sliver. As we saw Titan Dog on a killing spree. That is yet another kill, but that was insane damage from DeLeo. He had a sliver. I could barely even see that. Now we're gonna see Calhoun try and take on Justice. The fight is going on down in mid. Alright, so it looks like there's 4 kills for Southwest Baptist University. Dr. Santa, they will recall back up. DeLeo, there he goes. He is able to recall back and kind of pick up some of that much needed health.
And Titan Dog has 3 of those 4 kills for SBU, while Master Party has 1.
So Titan Dog playing a solid jungle game here. You know, he was your pick, and I think he's doing very well here. Master Party, you know, has to come on, Master Party, you got to be doing something here. But AJ Frogpig is doing very well to hold him at bay here. Getting those last picks. He actually missed the gold right there, so that it doesn't seem like much, but every bit of gold counts. And he missed that hit on that last little minion, but it is okay, because there's the 20 gold he needed on the other minions. Titan Dog getting in a fight with Calbook. Stunned him real quick, able to get closer to do more damage. We're going to drop down to the south side of the map. DeLeo trying to take on Till I Collapse and Power FFS as Dr. Santa has fallen back. That's a 1v2. He doesn't want to take that fight. We're going to regroup there a little bit before going back in. Calbook trying to take bot lane pressure, push his bots further, but will be pushed off. We're seeing a clinical back and forth movement from both sides. That was a special ability from Master Party. He called in his, I don't know what you call it, a giant snow ram almost.
Yeah, that's Master Party's ultimate, and it does a ton of damage.
Uh-oh, we see a 1v2 here. AJ Frogpig taken down. Master Party getting the kill there as well. So the timestamp 7:22 here. It is 1-5. Not as one-sided as we saw earlier, where their first kill came 8 minutes in. This first kill came, I think, the 3-minute mark. So they're well ahead on getting that first kill. Justice is low on health, trying to get it away. Frozen in his little secret place, but he will go down. Anubis able to take out Justice, kind of robbing Calbook of that kill.
And as you see, Calbook is really low on health right now. But they're not coming back to heal up.
Now that's actually the first turret right here. Let me take this for a second. SBU took their first turret at 8 minutes into the mark. That is when Augustana got their first kill last match. Now it's a 2v5 in kills. Augustana able to take that kill on Justice in mid with the double team. Now, these double teams are important. The jungler kind of able to go around and jump into different lanes, assisting where needed. But for the jungle to take the kill in the lane,
that doesn't happen much until there.
We saw Anubis come into Calbook's lane and take the kill on Justice. How does that take gold away?
They don't usually lose. Sometimes they'll lose a little bit, but they don't lose much. But it does give you a bunch of gold for killing another player.
All right.
Because depending on how many kills they have gotten since their previous death, you will get more and more gold, because it's almost like there's a bounty on them.
We see the mark coming in. Actually, looks like Southwest Baptist University is going to go for some kind of buff. This dragon right here, apparently. Leo taking out a ward so Augustana does not have the line of sight that they needed. The Fog of War will move in for them. And here goes the dragon. We have a 3v1 on this dragon. Justice taking fight. Calbook trying to get back to lane, trying to use the tower, shooting something, trying to get away, but will fall. Justice able to get the kill, and Red Dragon will fall. Or Red Team has taken the dragon, I should say. Now again, red is Southwest Baptist University, and the blue is Augustana College here. We're watching a rerun of the collegiate that's Counter-Strike, that's the wrong game here. League of Legends, I should say, I apologize for that. 2-6, wow, big damage going in. They have just 3 minions holding this off. Leo actually getting damage from the tower.
both Dr. Santa and DeLeo were doing great, but they took a lot of damage from that tower.
Now, why did the tower re-attack them? Was it because they attacked one of the heroes?
It will just continue to attack them until they leave, even though the minions were in there. That's why when
because
the minions,
they entered it first?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why when the minions got there, you saw them both get out and then come back in.
Okay. Now, oh, helicopter, you saw him spawn in right there. That is to scan the grass, I should say, to make sure no one kind of pops out and surprises him. See a pretty even fight here. 10 minutes, 0-1 in tower damage with SBU with that one tower. Now, 3-8. That is something that is a lot better than last game at this timestamp. Last game lasted about 20 minutes, and at this point it was a runaway.
Well, you'll see, Titan Dog went and got the Rift Herald there.
Rift Herald, that's what we saw them push onto their main platform.
And if
right
you
there.
look in the bottom middle, you'll see Titan Dog, who is second from the top on the right side. On his far right side, that little purple icon, that is what you use to summon in the Rift Herald.
Okay, so he does have that down there. We're actually going to see a team fight here. Everyone except for Dr. Santa will be in mid lane. Trying to take down that tower. They will lose bots and have to wait for them to push back in. Try to do damage quick. They're actually not even going for the tower. They're going for the heroes. They'll attack the heroes, ignoring the tower as their bots take it, but the tower is doing immense damage to them. DeLeo had to go out of zone to come back in before the bots would be
and you see Titan Dog just summoned the Rift Herald there.
So they brought the Rift Herald in, and they're going to use that to kind of push all the way up, taking out this tower. This could be huge.
This is a big tempo sway here. They were just trying to tempo slowing down, and the Rift Herald was just what they needed to push the tempo back their side.
So in a matter of 60 seconds, they took 2 towers and 3 kills. That was huge. It was 3-8, now it's 3-11 with 12 minutes.
The team's turret has been destroyed.
Alright, so we're going to see them push up here. They're kind of, we see a lot of gravity from SBU in the south side of the map, but they will be recalling here. Or at least DeLeo will be. Now, to recall, what is the point of that? I know in Spawn you gain a lot of health right from the start when you hit that epicenter.
Recalling is really good for if like there's a push happening from somewhere far from your spot. Like if you're in the bottom lane, pushed into the other team's side of the map, and they're pushing top lane of your side of the map, recalling could be really good to get back to your base and push them back to keep them from pushing too far.
Okay, so a recall is a strong way to get movement around the map. Now, I believe there's also a buy feature where you buy your items, and that is only able to be executed in Spawn.
Yes. The little circle spawn that had the barrier at the beginning of the game, that is the only place that you can easily buy.
Now, Dr. Santa here picking up a buff. Those buffs affect those items they buy, so that will actually help him come into mid lane and pick up. They have completely abandoned bottom lane as DeLeo and Dr. Santa push all the way back, trying to get the kill on him, and will actually pick up Cahill Book. That was a great kill, and now it's 3-12.
Justice is pushing along the bottom lane. He's destroying a ward right now, getting rid of the other team's vision in that area.
That is much needed there, as they are just rampant in the bottom. Till I Collapse will try and stun Titan Dog, pushing him back as it's a 3v1. He will fall back. Now Tower is taking severe damage back here. Down to half health is AJ Frogpig. My goodness.
As you can see from the beginning of the game to now, AJ Frogpig, his character Cho'Gath is much larger than he was earlier.
Oh, so he actually grows in size.
As he gets more kills, his character grows in size, and the bigger he is, the stronger he is.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, get more kills. He's only got one of them, but hopefully he can pull up more. That would be awesome to see how big he gets. The team will rotate back into mid lane here as they're going to take out a ward. Wards again, the things that kind of give you a line of sight. Now, what's that red thing that follows Justice?
That's one of his abilities. It's a special attack.
Okay. Very interesting there, kind of a delayed view per se. Now there goes another ward. They're just clearing, they're just rotating around, shaving off any of the wards or external devices that Augustana has laid out. 0 to 6, this game has really fallen apart in the last 5 or so minutes.
Very much so. It went from being a close game that they could come back and take from SBU to a game they're going to have to really, really try to stop SBU from winning here before too long.
Because that is true. Granted, they are down 12,000 gold, but this game is far from over. 10 kills is a lot to overcome. But
to win a game, you don't have to have more. You can win a game with one team having 20 kills and you having 10. The kills help, but they're not they're a deciding factor, but not so to the point that you can't
Now, it's
win.
going to be, it will be difficult for them to come back if SBU is able to manages to get this dragon, which it looks like they will. They have slain the dragon. They all get a buff here. That's what those little fire embers around them are. We're going to see Calhook until I collapse, kind of working down south of the map, trying to pick up more buffs.
Santa and DeLeo, they're in the mid lane. They're pushing, but DeLeo's going to go back to base.
And we'll recall.
Probably going to
another buy. Buy? Okay. Justice here firing off. See those little fires coming off of the wand from the little bot. SBU's a little bot guy. He died. That's a little sad. Justice healing up from that recall. Picking up that health, and looks like he's going to get a buy here. Yep, we see it down there in the bottom. 10 and 2. The second icon on the right. Doing a nice little purchase. A little shopping spree. From all that gold, if they're, 35,000 gold, it's more than enough to buy whatever you want. Gonna get a strong push down mid. They're calling for both left and right close jungles of Augustana. SBU wants to go and clear those out, it looks like. They're gonna try and take the wards out. Quick work of it is Titan Dog, Dr. Santa, and DeLeo clear all the grass, just taking everything away from Augustana.
Well, and the reason SBU was easily able to call for them is because, as earlier we were talking about the wards, they have wards all over the place down here.
Okay. Now we just saw a miss from Calhook. He fired his little, he teleported back and forth and shot a spell and it missed. That was great work from SBU to try and dodge that. And the counterattack that they sent also missed. So we're seeing very skillful attacks. Holy smokes, that was a long shot there. Augustana taking up a kill at 18 minutes. That was a huge gap
In kills from the last
on Justice.
But Justice was acting as a decoy. As you can see, that most of his team was in the mid lane getting rid of that tower.
So it was actually a decoy kill.
Justice almost was acting as a decoy because he was over there and 4 of them were over fighting him while 3 of his other teammates were there attacking mid lane.
So they pushed into lower jungle, took out all of the wards. Justice was caught out and killed because Augustana believed it was a team fight, apparently.
Well,
and then they rotated mid and took out a tower.
Yeah, because they had all their wards they were destroying. All of them were down there. So they pushed to surprise them and ended up being surprised by them when they almost destroyed their mid last tower.
Getting rid of vision, that's what it can do. It can create deception. Now we're gonna have to try and see what happens here as
we have a team fight going on.
Tries to close it down here, doing damage to Frog Pig. Will knock him down. Master Party getting hit as well, but not much. The damage that they are doing is just immense. Just taking chunks out of the what is that? The annex? No, that's not the annex.
No, that's the inhibitor.
Inhibitor.
Once it's destroyed, then now super minions will start spawning in.
Okay, so they're going to fall back and regroup. They are low on health, and they don't want Justice to go down again. Titan Dog, they're pretty equal across the board for levels. Till I Collapse is at 9, while DeLeo's at 10. Power FS is at 10 levels, while Dr. Santa's at 12. Justice, Master Party also at 12, and the rest of Augustana is at 10. So they're a little bit behind in their leveling, but we are at the 20-minute mark here, and it's 4 to 16. Almost a recap of last game. This could get ugly. taking out that ward, right? Or not that ward, but the computer character. The jungle. Dr. Santa able to pick up some of the kills. Shooting around, doing damage left and right. They're going to push up together. Calling for the south jungle on the north side. Master Party scanning for wards there with this little helicopter. Great little nifty thing, helicopters are. Looks like they're going to regroup and go for a dragon.
Well, as you can see down in the bottom middle of the screen, DeLeo's been extremely helpful. He has 12 assists.
Holy smokes, 12 assists coming in from DeLeo. That is,
he's been a part of 12 of SBU's 16 kills
12
in the game.
of the 16 kills. Oh, and there it goes. They're
attacking the Baron Nasher right now.
Back in the Baron, trying to take him down. That is actually the full SBU team. They're full attack on a dragon, or anything for that matter, other than some of their lower fights. Dr. Santa usually was wandering around controlling lower lane. But they're just going to push up now that they have 2 buffs on them.
Well, they have the 2 buffs, plus now they have the Baron Nasher that they can spawn in, just like the Rift Herald earlier.
They have to wait for this bot lane. Waiting for their bots to come up. Their bots are just right behind them, but they cannot take damage from this tower. They're going to push up a little bit and be fired upon. It probably won't matter, as they're just slaying everything around them. Tower damage will come down, and Justice has taken huge hits, actually.
And we just had 4 quick kills.
But it looks like Dr. Santa's just going for the kills.
And they got the
blue tower falls
team
down.
Ace.
Team Ace, that's the entire enemy team wiped. They're getting a quadra kill. There's 1 tower here, should be the second. And we're at 22 minutes. This game could be over. It is over. Tower, or the final point, is at 3rd health and is gone. Southwest Baptist University able to clean up the board after an early start from Augustana. Kind of keeping it 1-1 and then 2-1. Roughly right around there. But that is an ugly outtake. Let's sit here and kind of look at what we have going on in relation to the scores and the points. We're going to see everything that goes on. All right, have we transferred over? Are we live? All right, we're live. Thank you for being here, guys. What an amazing game we got to see.
Well, we had DeLeo, who he was a huge part for SBU. He had 14 assists, and they had 21 kills total. 14 assists. This man was helping everybody carry their groceries out. And one thing I'd like to point out, if we add it up, if I check kind of my numbers here, 2 kills dropped for Augustana in the first 10 minutes. And it was like 2 to 5, I believe it was, yeah, 2 to 5 roughly in there. And then they got the 6th and 7th kill, and 8th kill actually, in the next 5 minutes. But at the 11-minute mark, when things were still kind of on the border, SBU had a lead, but it wasn't downhill. SBU just blew it open. 3 kills in 60 seconds with 2 towers. That's when they spawned in the Rift Herald. Yeah, the Rift Herald helped them out immensely.
Took out a tower, got 2 kills, ignored the 2nd tower before finally taking it down, waiting for their bot to push up behind him. They took some damage there, but they did immense damage. Able to, I believe that was almost a critical moment. 2 towers, 3 bad guys, 60 seconds.
And then for SBU, their person who did the most kills was Dr. Santa for this game. He had 7 kills at the end.
Wow, so Dr. Santa doing work in the bottom lane there for a while. He was,
and most of his kills didn't even come until the very last minute or 2 of the game, when he got almost all 5 of the kills.
Now, he was in the
bot lane along with DeLeo.
In the bottom lane with DeLeo before they moved up into mid-match. They kind of switched around there after really just taking full map control and having their wards. They were able to move freely around. One thing I would like to point out is that at 18-minute mark, Justice got a little greedy, and Augustana had a chance to make something happen here. They're able to take out Justice, but it turned out to be a decoy. like what type of deception and what type of second level, like next craziness
as you'll see
was
in
SBU thinking when
League,
they
it
pulled
works
out the
very
decoy?
well because you can send everyone to one spot, and if you know there are wards down there and you're destroying those wards, well then the other team's going to assume that you're still there by the time they push. And as you saw, 4 of the 5 of them were there pushing them, and all they found was justice. And the other 3 of the other 4 players for SBU were in the middle lane destroying a tower.
So they kind of go in there, clear everything out, pull out, leave one guy as a decoy, and then go.
Yes.
That's insane. And that it rewarded them very well. They're able to take the tower and then get, I think that was the last tower outside of the base.
Yep.
Maybe, I think there was one left in top lane. But definitely great action here. And because SBU picked up both wins, they advanced. They are 1-0. Augustana falls to 0-1. The next match for Southwest Baptist University is, I believe, next week. This time next week. Not
and
sure
actually,
who they're playing
because
yet.
they actually would be 2-0 now.
2-0 now. So last week was this game. They went 1-0. And then there was a forfeit from Creighton University, so that makes them 2-0 now. So 2-0 on the season,
And
beating
only
at least
the team,
5-1.
Yeah, 5-1 or 6-0 teams are the only teams that continue on.
So there you have it. Really, SBU puts on a clinical trial. Now you picked SBU and you picked Titan Dog. He did all right. How many kills do you say you had?
He had 3 kills, 0 deaths, and 6 assists.
6 assists. That is phenomenal. Who do we give the MVP to?
Well, I'd probably, even though DeLeo didn't get any kills, I'd probably give it to DeLeo because he was such an important part of the team.
All right, you have it here. DeLeo, congratulations. You get the MVP. Although the match is a week old, you can make yourself a macaroni picture with some Elmer's glue. We got some around here somewhere. We'll figure it. We'll send it to you. It'll be a little heart or something. Congratulations for the MVP. Augustana moves on with this loss. They still can make it into the next stage. What do they need to improve on?
They need to. It seemed like they weren't like causing team fights as often. They weren't making sure that they keep each other alive and help each other out when needed. They need to be controlling more with wards and going after the buffs with the dragons, the Rift Herald, and the Baron Nashor.
So basically, they just need to be more aggressive, go after some of those big, high-dollar items in the game. One thing that I did notice was that they were SBU played as a team, they were very technical in how they kind of worked together. They damaged someone to rotate in to almost finish them off. But the person in that lane, whoever they were team paired up against, if it was Meat Party and AJ Frog up top, he would be left. AJ Frog would go down, and Meat Party would get the kill. We actually saw on this map where Anubis took a kill from Calhoubuk, and that, I think,
that
levels up a little bit,
definitely,
but that shows, I think, a weakness in their team play.
it very much disbalances the gameplay because when you're the jungler, you're not going after the kills, but if you're in the area, you'll show up to help your teammate get the kill, so that way they have the advantage over whoever they're fighting in their lane.
All right. Well, that's it for this game. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Braden Gilbert. This is Trace, and this has been Horizons Project, a live broadcast from Southwest Baptist University. Horizons Project is your source for all your collegiate streams. Everything from, who is that? We got Cooper playing Jet Set Radio, as always. Jet Set Radio, Sonic, some of those old, good, classic
Tyler
games.
always plays all his Star Wars.
Tyler Cornett, the hip-firing legend, coming to you with Star Wars Battlefront 2. Not the new one, the old one, the good one. So we got the old games. We got some of the new stuff. PUBG, League of Legends,
CS:GO.
Counter-Strike. Yes! My beloved right there. Counter-Strike. Great game.
And we're set up this semester to continue getting more games into that lineup as well.
Definitely more games coming into that lineup. You can find it all here. We start, actually, I believe, Tuesday is when you go live, or Monday? We go live, we'll say Tuesday at, I believe the stream goes live at about 10 a.m. And it's nonstop from there until March. So be sure to tune in at twitch.tv/South or SBUniv. So SBUniv. You can also find content on mixer.com/horizonsproject and on our YouTube page. If you want to join the community, make sure you plug in at twitter.com/horizonsproject, and that is Horizons with no O's because we're squares. Or something like that. I don't know. Facebook. We have Facebook. If you're a student, you know a student, a content creator, community manager, gamer, whatever it may be, join our Facebook group. You'll see a link down in the bottom right over there. Tune in, join in, plug in, and get connected. As for all of us here at Horizons Project, I would like to thank you and all of our viewers, and a special thanks to all of our sponsors for making this possible. Have a good day.